and welcome. My name is Marie Taylor. I'm a coach, speaker and developer of leaders. In this short video, I will briefly outline what the Enneagram is and the 9 types or orientations within it. But first, what is the Enneagram? At its simplest level, the Enneagram is a typology which describes 9 defined personality types. And it's much more than that. It's a system for living, for learning, and for leading. The types represent strategies we adopt for taking our place in the world and for meeting that world on a daily basis. Although we all have a predominant type that we approach life from, we also have the capacity to understand and develop along any of the 9 points on the Enneagram. What I mean by that is that as we learn these 9 orientations, we can also learn how to adopt each of them if we choose to. At the very least, we can aim to understand the orientation that other people approach the world from. All human beings have positive attributes and some less than positive, which we display when we're not at our best. Each type on the Enneagram comes with both. The Enneagram can help us understand a range of personality types, and as we try them on for size, become more flexible in our behaviours. In overview, there are 3 instinctual centres that the 9 types sit within. These are 3 centres that we mostly follow depending on our type. We use these in everyday language when we say things like, I work on gut instinct, I follow my heart, or I follow my head. 3 of the types sit within each of these triads, and we will go through each in turn to gain some insight into them. Types 8, 9 and 1 sit within the gut instinct. Overall, there's a reliance in this triad on practical and direct engagement with people and with the situations that these types encounter. Types 2, 3 and 4 are within the heart instinct, and when the heart is dominant, there's a desire to be emotionally connected to people and to situations. The remaining types, 5, 6 and 7, are the head types who love logic and reasoning. The reliance here is on observing and assessing situations before deciding whether to engage or not. So, let's take a quick look at the gut instinct types first. The strong, tenacious, passionate, just do it now type 8. Famous 8s include Winston Churchill and Martin Luther King. They take control and are comfortable in their own power. They have a huge heart, sometimes hidden, because they don't like others to become too reliant upon them. At their best, 8s are strong, responsible, direct, doers, fair, assertive. They can also be excessive, loud, risk-takers, insensitive, bullying and vindictive. Type 8s make great leaders when they learn to see things from the perspective of other people, not simply their own. Type 9. The reliable, committed, peace-loving Type 9. Famous 9s include the Dalai Lama and actress Audrey Hepburn. Great mediators, 9 have a real gift for understanding people and seeing all that is positive in us. But never mistake them for a pushover, because the 9 likes deadlines and people who keep commitments. If you don't, a 9 will let you know about it. At their best, 9s are agreeable, open, understanding, patient, persistent and connected. They can also be inattentive, stubborn, conflict avoidant, complacent, short-tempered and indecisive. Type 9s are quiet, calm leaders who get on with it. They have a planned approach and they keep going. Type 1, the visionary, principled, self-disciplined type. Famous ones include Nelson Mandela and Margaret Thatcher. They like to speak as they find and can rarely see a single shade of grey, let alone 50 shades of grey. They set high standards for themselves, have a point of view and like to express it. At their best, ones are visionary, principled, committed, disciplined, meticulous, honest. They can also be judgmental, inflexible, critical, controlling, unforgiving, and self-righteous. As leaders, type 1s develop as great visionaries when they learn to listen to others without an agenda or without needing to judge other people. Moving on to those within the heart triad, the 2s, 3s and 4s. 2s love people. They are supportive, highly influential and engaging. 2s are great at knowing what makes others tick. Famous 2s include Mother Teresa and Desmond Tutu. What an appropriate surname. High on empathy, a 2 can stand in the shoes of another person easily, but sometimes they can be too accommodating of other people's needs. At their best, 2s are generous, open-hearted, kind, enthusiastic and adaptable. Also, possessive, chameleon-like, martyrs, indirect and flatterers. When leading others, 2s can get really focused on outcomes and nurture a team towards success. Type 3. Action Man and Wonder Woman would most likely be 3s if they were real people. Goal-oriented, success-driven types. They love achieving things. Highly competitive famous 3s include Barack Obama and the singer Madonna. A ball of energy with a strong work ethic. Failure is not an option they consider very often. At their best, they're goal-oriented, responsive, organised, agile and industrious. They can also be workaholics, overly competitive, manipulative, impulsive and superficial. In leadership, they take on a lot of responsibility and can sometimes forget they don't have to run the whole show single-handed. Type 4. Expressive 4s are deep and creative types. Sensitive by nature, they can be very generous and passionate. Concerned that they may not be seen for who they truly are, 4s can sometimes come across as dissatisfied. Famous 4s include the artist Van Gogh and the actress Kate Winslet. Creative, inspired, abundant, sensitive and intuitive. 4s can also be temperamental, hypersensitive, self-pitying, arrogant and melancholy. 4s lead best when their passion clearly aligns with the organisation and they love what they are working towards. Then there's the head triad, the 5s, 6s and 7s. Type 5s are big thinkers with a desire to understand. Innovative by nature, they are good at finding solutions to problems because they love to investigate and know how, when and where. Famous 5s, not the lemonade-carrying Enid Blyton variety, include Bill Gates and the physicist Stephen Hawking. With a high thirst for knowledge, it serves the 5 well to remember that others have a perspective that may not always agree with their own. At their best, the 5s are wise, perceptive, self-starting, analytical, sensitive. They can also be arrogant, pedantic, distant, unassertive and negative. As leaders, 5s need to be encouraged to come out of their office and engage with the range of perspectives held within all those great people around them. Type 6. Loyalty is the watchword of a highly committed 6. They make great scouts and girl guides because be prepared is their inner motto. They like to know what people around them think. Great at enabling people to look at the different facets of themselves. Famous 6s include the filmmaker Woody Allen and the actress Sally Field. A 6 can sometimes get lost in the small detail and lose the bigger picture. At their best, 6s are grounded, courageous, independent, loyal, prepared and discreet. They can also be suspicious, cowardly, fearful, guilt-ridden, anxious and ambivalent. As leaders, they have an amazing capacity to see what is wrong and really use that to push their organisation to succeed. And last but by no means least, because some of the best people are from the orientation of the 7. The optimistic 7, who finds it easy to connect with others and sees options and opportunity everywhere. Famous sevens include John F. Kennedy and Richard Branson. They see life through a lens that the world is wonderful. Their busy heads function in overdrive, in a constant search for ideas and an avoidance of being bored. At their best, sevens are outgoing, option seekers, curious, spontaneous, have a high energy and are big picture thinkers. They can also be scattered, find it difficult to complete, impulsive, undisciplined, manically busy and difficult to satisfy. They sometimes need reminding as leaders that not everyone needs to be lively and engaged, that organisations may need leaders to stand still for a while and consolidate. So there we have it, 9 types, 3 instincts, and a whole load of interesting people and perspectives to consider. Thank you for listening. Enjoy exploring and discovering your type. Enjoy learning how to relate to others who take a different view and a different approach in life.